I have to be completely honest. Today, I don't know what's going on, and I've had some deep reflection. But no matter what I was doing, I was just trying to push. I was trying to grind. I really was just trying to force some work, and I really felt like the universe literally shut it down. I mean, my system crashed. Edits were deleted after I was just about to finish it, and I was like, you know what? This is a clear message that I should have just stayed in bed and rested. Instead of trying to push through. So that's kind of the theme of what's coming up for today's live reading. So I am going to be using, as you can see here, the Wild Muse Oracle deck. The question that's coming up today is, what inner guidance are you ignoring because you're focusing too much on money and finances? Okay, sometimes the grind is actually a distraction from a breakthrough that we've been praying for. So just a quick note, it can take up to 48 hours for the clickable timestamps to be added to the comments. However, I have put the order that I'll be reading the signs in the description box below, so you definitely can check that out. Now, before we begin, let's collectively just take a deep breath and let go of all that resistance that we have in regards to having to feel like we need to do instead of just being. Okay, so if you're ready to tap into that energy, just type "I am listening, I am ready" in the chat. Okay, so let's see. For the first sign we're going to start off is Leo. What has Leo been ignoring? Wow, so we have here love is in the air. So when it comes to your career and finances, Leo, this card is reminding you that it's okay to take time to give yourself self-love. It's okay to give your time to just kind of connect. I'm hearing the word spa. Like maybe you need a spa day. Maybe you need a day that is just about you, not about work, not about your friends, not about your family, just a day where it's all about you. And I feel like maybe your cup hasn't been filled enough when it comes to love. Maybe you've been on the grind a little bit too much, with that being the theme of the reading. So I feel like this card coming out for you is to remind you to give yourself some self-care. And the more that you give yourself that loving energy, you're going to see your finances and your money is going to explode, because when you're vibrating in that loving energy, automatically the money and the finances and the wealth all come in alignment too. It's the same way when you think about, the saying about when you're on a plane, you got to give yourself that oxygen mask first before you help another. It's the same thing with the self-love. So if you feel like you're too burnt out, or you're giving too much to other people and you're just so much on the grind, this is to tell you, take a step back, focus on you, and give yourself more self-love. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next sign. So we're going to see for Virgos, what have you been ignoring when it comes to the matters of money and finances? We have here best case scenario. So when it comes to money and finances, with the best case scenario card coming out, I feel like when you're doing something work wise, when it comes to money and wealth, or whatever this thing is that you're working on, there's this voice that could be telling you of all the reasons why it's not going to work out, of all the reasons why maybe you got to put in more work or put in more effort. How this card, I feel like this card is trying to say, take away the pressure of trying to be perfect, of trying to get things done, of trying to do what maybe society is telling you that you need to do. And I feel like this card is saying for you to think of the best case scenario instead. Like, what if it does go right? What if it does go beyond what I'm thinking it's going to be? What if things always work out? And even if something doesn't go the way that you want it to go, what's the worst that could happen? You'll try again, and you'll do it again until you do improve it. I'm very drawn to the fact of the contrast with the colors of the white and the black. And it's really reminding me of that yin and the yang. And for every situation, there's always a good and there's a bad. when it comes to wealth and finances, I feel like there's a sense of you taking the pressure off of maybe trying to be perfect or trying to get everything done and being that leader and just being like, you know what? Today I did the best that I could with the information that I have, and whatever happens, happens. And you let go of that energy. And when I feel like when you embody that, where you're like the best case scenario that can happen, it's like you take away the resistance. So we're going to move on to the next sign. So let's see, what has Cancer been ignoring when it comes to money and finances? We have here perfect moments, okay? So this, okay, when it comes to the word perfect, I feel like we get so caught up in what other people say is perfect. At the end of the day, we actually define every word and how it means to us. Me saying perfect and you saying perfect is two different things. So don't get too caught up in what other people's definition of perfect is. What is perfect for you? When you look at this card, she's so free. Like she's just letting her hair just be blown. And I love the fact that there's kind of water around her. So it's even that water energy that's coming through for you. I feel like there's a sense of going more with the flow and not having to have everything perfect. Like everything aligns the way that it's supposed to align. And I'm very drawn to the fact that this is card, I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, but it's card number 28. And that breaks down to 10. So whatever this thought pattern that you have around money and finances, the universe is showing that there's a completion that's coming. 10 is that end. Okay, so you've been through quite a bit of a journey, and this energy is coming to a close where you're going to be embarking more of flow, ease. She is sitting there and she's not worried about anything. Okay, not a care in the world. Not having to fix her hair, not having to watch her makeup being, hit by the water, nothing. She is just being in the here and the now. So we're going to move on to the next sign. So we have here is, what is Pisces ignoring when it comes to money and finances? We have here a leap of faith. Okay. I love this for you, Pisces. Leap of faith. Now, the thing about faith is it's believing in the unknown. It's believing in what you want to happen without physically seeing it. Okay. It's more of an energy to embody. Okay. So with this leap of faith, this is also, when you think about the original tarot deck, is the first card, taking that leap of faith and going on that path and going on that journey. There's something that is happening around you when it comes to finances, where there seems like there might be just a little bit of some heavy energy, because I'm very drawn to the fact that there's like a it looks like a breathe, Jasmine. I feel like there is a thunderstorm, a lightning in the background. There's something that you're going through, and I feel like the universe is saying, I know things are not looking that great right now, and you may not know where it's going to lead to, or your next step, or maybe where that finances is going to come from. And I feel like this universe is saying, I got you. Keep moving forward, keep having faith, and I'm going to catch you. The way that she has herself just kind of in the midair, she's not even looking in the direction that she's kind of throwing her body. And it's about the same thing when it comes to faith. It's about trusting that the universe has your back, trusting that the universe is going to guide you on the right path. Even if you don't feel like you know exactly what step to take, just trust that the universe is going to guide you. And I feel like the universe is going to reveal to you, and when you tap more into your intuition. Now, with this card being 12, I feel like when it breaks down to 3, and 3 for me is all about that equilibrium, mind, body, and soul. Are you making sure that you are taking time to cater to all those things, because when you do, your intuition gets stronger. You feel more grounded. You feel more connected. And you'll be able to feel better in the moments when you can't see that next step. You'll be able to embody that faith energy even more. So we're going to move on to the next sign, which is Aries. So what has Aries been ignoring when it comes to the matters of, I want to say matters of love, but no, we're doing money. We are doing money. So what has Aries been ignoring when it comes to the matters of money and wealth and finances? Okay, we have here updates to your system. So when you think about a computer has to go through an update. And if you ignore that update, system keeps failing. Things keep crashing. It's going too slow. Those updates are as important as anything else. And I feel like the universe is stepping in to say, it's okay those times when you want to be working, but your body's saying, take a break, take some time to rest. Because when you're pushing on empty, what happens is more mistakes happen, things don't go right, you're feeling burnt out, and it's just exhaustion, exhaustion, exhaustion. So I feel like this card is trying to tell you, hey, it's okay if right now you need to take a break and you need to take a step back to rest. It's okay for you to allow your body to recover so that you can come back where you are more at 100% and you can go through this. So I feel like with the moral of the energy that's been coming through for this reading was about grinding too much and not really listening to our inner guidance of what it's telling us. So this card is telling you, it's okay to take time to rest because it's going to help you have the energy to face what you need to face when it comes to your finances and your career. So we're going to move on to the next sign, which is Sagittarius. So what is Sagittarius ignoring when it comes to money and finances? We have here Jar of Dreams. Beautiful card. Okay, so I'm going to first start off with the number, which is 41, if we can see there. So 41 breaking down to 5. You know, 5s are about that change, but it also comes with some challenges that come along the way. Now, when we're going through that challenging time, it's not so much fun, okay? And you know, sending you lots of love and light in that journey that you're going through. But just know, out of that comes the beautiful change, comes the beautiful shift, comes what you're looking for. And the fact of this being the Jar of Dreams, I feel like the universe is saying, what is going to fulfill you? What is going to light you up? There's things that you want currently that you're not being fulfilled in. And it's time for you to take a step back and be like, you know what? What are those dreams that I put aside? What are those dreams that I haven't been focusing on? You know, it's time for you to go back and actually dream a little bit. Focus on that. You know, if you're feeling like you're working too hard to gain that dollar you're currently working on, maybe it's time for you to take a step back and really look at what's something else that I can do where I can not only gain more money, but I won't feel exhausted, I won't feel depleted, and it will fill me up. So we're going to move on to the next sign. So what is Aquarius ignoring when it comes to money, wealth, and finances? What are they ignoring? Okay, so we have big changes. So I feel like this is more of a confirmation that you're going through a shift when it comes to your money and finances. I'm very drawn to the fact of that bird that's at the top that's coming through. And I feel like you're going to be going through a shift and a change. And I really do feel like the universe is saying, embrace this change. Maybe this change may be something that you're like, okay, I feel a little uncomfortable with. I don't know if this is the right thing. This is a positive change. This is a positive shift that's happening to you. I feel like the next chapter when it comes to your money, your finances, and your wealth is going to be so abundant. I'm very drawn to the fact of all the flowers that are around her and the fact that they're blooming and they're bright. It's not like they're at the beginning stage, they're already blossomed. And I feel like the next chapter that you're going towards when it comes to money and finances is going to be so beautiful for you. This big change that is coming is magnificent, okay? So we're going to move on to the next sign, which is Taurus. What has Taurus been ignoring when it comes to money and finances? Okay, so when it comes to money and finances, I feel like either it's your mental state or it's people around you that is, it feels like it's making your judgment be a little clouded. Okay. I'm very drawn to the fact of this is card number 11 there. I don't know if it's showing up on camera. And I feel like the universe is saying, trust your intuition, trust your gut. Because no matter what you're being said or what's happening in your environment, your intuition and your gut is going to lead you to the right direction and the right path. If something just seems too good to be true and your gut's saying, watch out, listen, honey, your gut is trying to tell you the truth. People can paint all kinds of words and say all kinds of things. Even our mind can tell us all kinds of things that, aren't true. And I feel like the universe is saying, don't listen to what is being said, either in your mind or by the people around you. Your intuition and your gut is going to lead you to what is the next step, the next movement that you have to make. When you think about chess and the fact that there's the chess in the background, you have to move one step at a time. But you're still thinking of a plan of, how am I going to win on this chessboard? Be very precise on your movements. When your gut is telling you to do something, trust it, believe it. Do not believe the voices that may be coming in your head or the people around you, because that's going to steer you in a wrong direction. I feel like your gut is your strongest thing that you can listen to, your strongest path. Your intuition is very, very in heightened right now. And I feel like this is going to be the best thing that you can do for yourself. There is something that you're like, I don't know what's the next move, the next thing to do, but trust that gut. Trust it. So we're going to move on to the next sign. So we're going to see, Gemini, what are you ignoring when it comes to your money and your finances? We have here, be open to receiving. Yes. Okay. Sometimes we can get caught up in the energy of giving, 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 and not necessarily receiving. Receiving energy is actually the feminine energy. It doesn't matter what gender you are, receiving is the feminine energy. And the universe is saying, I have abundance to give you. There's this beautiful blossoming of the flowers that are around her and the petals all around. And you see how she's just holding on so tightly just to the little bouquet that she has, but there's so much more that is surrounding her. And I feel like the universe is trying to gift you something, and you're holding on too tight to receiving that. Now, this is reminding me of the Four of Pentacles card, where the person's holding on so tightly to their money, to their pentacles, to the things that they have. And when your hands are already so full, how could you receive anything more? It's already full. So there's things that the universe is saying, it's okay, let go, because I have better for you. It's time for you to receive the abundance that I want to gift you. So we're going to move on to the next sign, which is Capricorn. So what has Capricorn been ignoring when it comes to money, wealth, and finances? Wow, we have here create and progress. So when it comes to your money and finances, have you been a little too trying to be perfect, or not being messy? It's like, I feel like you're trying to color within the lines, and this card is saying, honey, no, go out of the lines. Nothing has to be perfect. You say when something is done, okay? I feel like because the subject matter is about your money and your finances and your wealth and the fact of, feeling like we have to do all these things to gain that. There is a lot more actual ease and flow that you can bring when it comes to your finances and your money. And there's something that you have, a creative talent, a skill, a gift that the universe is saying that is what's going to bring you the most wealth in your life. Focus on that. Don't worry about perfection and really allow yourself to, color outside the lines. So we're going to move on to Scorpio. What is Scorpio ignoring when it comes to money and finances and wealth? What do they need to know? We have here time to move on. Okay, Scorps. So I know a couple of your readings ago that I did, there was the card of you feeling like, not belonging and feeling like there was this energy of like wherever you are when it comes to career and finances, you've already gotten to the top. There's no more for you to go. You've already got to the toppest level. How can you go beyond that without owning the whole business? You know what I mean? So whatever it is that you're doing, the universe is saying it's okay. It's time for you to let go. Now, if you look at this girl, and don't worry about gender, but if you look at the picture, she is bruised. It maybe been crying, really has gone through a lot when it comes to this career, this path. However, she's getting money and she feels very tied down. If you look here, she also has her feet chained up. Okay. This career path or whatever you're doing when it comes to money isn't serving you. It's actually hindering you. And it's time for you to move on because there is something that is so much better for you that is going to be more fulfilling. You're not going to feel this exhausted. You're not going to feel like you have to take every ounce of you out in order to do this career, do this finances. There's better for you. I don't know why there's this energy of feeling like you have to stay, but literally, when you look at the surroundings of her, everything is burnt, chaotic. It's gone. There's like no life really around her. Okay. It's time for you to move on. And that is okay. Now, I'm drawn to the fact that it's being 36, breaking down to 9. When you think about numerology, 10 is like that end chapter, the completion. So I feel like you're very close to walking out and doing this shift and change. It could be just a matter of maybe you're looking for something before you actually stop this current position that you're in, but you're at your wit's end. And I'm proud of you for even now just kind of contemplating of moving on and going towards something because this is not filling you up. This is actually breaking you down. So I'm sending you much love and light and giving you, strength to be able to move on and go past this journey. But it is time because there is better for you. I'm also very drawn to the fact of, I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but the sparkles and the little stuff around the clock. I feel like the universe is saying what you're going to be heading towards is going to fill you up so much. You're going to wonder why you ever stayed in this position before, or this job, or this place, because there's abundance out there for you, and it's your time to move on to that. We're going to go on to the next sign, which is Libra. So let's see. For Libra, what are you ignoring when it comes to your money, finances, and wealth? What does Libra need to know? So we have here the Stormy card, okay? So I feel like there's something that you're feeling very trapped in when it comes to finances, when it comes to money, wealth. You're feeling, I almost feel like you don't know which way to go. You don't know the next step. You've been through quite a bit. She has bruises on her body. She looks like she's been crying. I mean, her mascara is all runny. And she's feeling trapped. This card being card 1, it's about understanding that your intuition is trying to lead you to a path that is brighter, that's better. You don't have to stay in this energy. You don't have to stay in where you're at currently. It's time for you to move past this energy towards something that is more abundant for you. I want to pull one more card for you. Okay, so for Libras, can we get one more? See, oh my God. Okay, see, hope on the horizon. I'm telling you, this shift, this change. I'm gonna make sure both hit the camera. This shift and this change, it's it's time for you to get out of this, because this is where you're headed towards abundance. Like when you even look at the colors when it comes to these two cards, this one's so much more darker, gloomy, and this one you have that bright, beautiful light coming through. And even though she's still around, somewhere in the background that's still dark, she is blooming. She is bright. She is glowing. She's feeling better. There's no tears. She's fresh. She's clean. She's shining, so whatever this thing is that you've been going through when it comes to your money, your wealth, your finances, there is hope and there is better things on the horizon for you. Even the fact of this card being 45, breaking down to 9, you're very close at that completion stage. If you were to add the 2, that will bring it down to 10. So there is an ending that's coming for a better future. So I love this for you. I mean, if you needed a confirmation, if you need to make a shift and change, this would be your sign that there is better. You do not have to stay where you're currently at, because hope is on the horizon of more abundance and something that's really going to spark you and light you up. And I feel like the universe is gifting this for you. You see how it's like she caught one of the little, stars from the sky, and the universe is saying, I'm giving you hope. I'm giving you what you need so that you can make this movement forward and go towards what is more promising, what is more fulfilling, things that are going to light you up when it comes to your money, finances, and career. Oh, I love that for you guys. Many blessings. Until next time.